Welcome back to Travel Show Live. I am Erik Hastings. And now, this is one of the reasons I love doing this program, because Ned Raynolds is here from American Airlines. And frankly, you know, Ned, welcome back to the program. Thank you very much for being here, sir.
Thank you, Erik. My pleasure.
You know, a lot of people get a little irritated at the airlines from time to time, especially around the holidays, because they get a little panicky. Do people get irritated at the airlines because they're easy punching bags?
Well, our job is not to get irritated. Our job is to serve the public. Now, every once in a while, somebody might get, a little bit if they're pushed too far. But generally, right. I got to say, I'm amazed at how good our folks are under that kind of pressure. You know,
I guess people sometimes forget when they're traveling, especially over the holidays when there's a lot more people traveling. People forget that there's a lot of things that have to happen in concert for us to simply, check in online, print our boarding pass out, show up, go through security, get on the plane, get our bags, and go to our destination. Wouldn't you say?
That's a great point. And delivering an air trip, a trip on an aircraft from one point to another, sounds simple, but so many things have to happen right to make that happen, to get a smooth flight, relatively on-time flight. When you think about it, I mean, if you're manufacturing a widget, the widget comes off the assembly line 2 or 3 hours late, or if the widget is defective, you throw it out and you make another one. We don't have that chance on it's showtime when we have a flight on an airline. We got to do it right, or people are unhappy, as they have a right to be.
Well, and it's not as though we're trying to manage an assembly line here. We're actually trying to manage an operation that requires the skill, the dedication, and the hard work of people. But at the end of the day, sometimes people don't perform the way we think they're going to perform.
Well, there's about, a couple of thousand things, I guess, that could go wrong on any flight, and our job is to see that they don't.
They don't.
Now, the part we can't do anything about is Mother Nature,
right.
Weather, and so forth. But we do have ways of rescheduling and getting people automatically rescheduled and all. I don't want to belabor this, but
I think it's a great point, and I think look, at least your pilots are not working on their laptops during the flights. But whatever. I didn't.
No, we haven't caught anybody doing that. That was a joke. No, they don't.
Good keyword.
Those things are very rare.
Yes.
But it's tempting to dismiss them as a one-off. But when it happens, you really do have to look into it and say, how could this happen, and how can we make sure it doesn't happen again?
Yeah. How'd you like to have a job where if you were accidentally kind of slacking off a little bit, the NTSB and the FAA get involved?
Yeah,
How about them apples?
They do. They look over me at my desk all the time.
Okay, so holiday travel, we were talking about it again. It's fast approaching already. What is it, the 8th or something? The 8th of November now. But it's not too late to get tickets. You just need to be flexible. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not too late, but don't wait any longer if you possibly can. Try to solidify those plans. Call the family. Work out, what date can I arrive? I can get a cheaper ticket if I arrive on the 17th or the 19th than if I arrive 2 days before Christmas. Try to work that out so you're not delaying and watching those prices go up, which is what they do as you get closer to the holidays.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Now, we're using AA.com as an example today.
Right.
And I know major carriers, other carriers do similar things, but this is a really a great example of you want to be flexible, because even though you might put in your dates, and I don't know, Ned, if you can see this, but we're actually putting in our dates as we speak. Mm-hmm. It's really important that we hit that button on the right that says fees and schedules enhanced.
Yeah, it says price and schedule, and then enhanced. The enhanced is in red, and that's very important, because what the enhancement does is to show you a range of dates, going from the time when you sort of centering around the time that you put in when you entered what your ideal flights would be, and then you get an idea of what different fares are for each of those days, mm-hmm. and you get an idea of how much different kinds of fares are. In other words, if you want an economy super saver fare, you can get some really cheap fares even from here to LAX, but the only thing about that is they are non-refundable, mm-hmm. and there are change fees, and there's fees for just about everything. So if you want to roll the dice, if you're not risk averse and you want to roll the dice, you could get, if you booked on December 17th mm-hmm. from New York to LAX, JFK to LAX, Los Angeles, of course, you could get an economy super saver fare for $159 round trip.
Wow.
Now, you might have to get a flight at 6:35 a.m. or something to do that. Now, that's a great fare, but if you, God forbid, if you have to cancel it or change it, you're going to pay. It's non-refundable. That money's going to go down the drain. You're going to have to get a new flight at a later time, and so forth and so on. If you wanted to pay some more money, and this is what I think would make sense for most people, you can go for an economy saver fare, which is one step up on the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
Now that would be, a fair amount more money, $624. This is what's on the website today. Okay,
right?
$624 round trip to LAX. Still, to my mind, not a bad fare.
Not bad.
Considering what we have to pay for the fuel and the cruise and everything, especially the fuel to go back and forth. But that is refundable. And there's no change fee on that fare. So
that's
to
helpful.
Me,
and
that seems like a little safer, a little better way to go for a lot of people.
And people need to pay attention to that. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that we're saying today. Obviously, whatever you're doing with booking travel is compare across the websites, go to the OTAs, but make sure you go to the suppliers themselves. Make sure you're going to AA.com and taking a look, but also be mindful of the fees. I think it's something that's here to stay. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, correct?
Yeah, and there is a fee. I'll come clean without you even asking me. Yes, we have put on fees for certain days. I haven't memorized them. I think there's 5 days surrounding the end-of-year holidays where we have, an extra fee. Now, that doesn't show up separately. If you go to AA.com, that's already in there. What you're looking at, it's already in there. But you can far more, offset that many times over by choosing the right, the right timing and so forth.
Okay. Well, and let's face it. I mean, nobody likes to pay for a check bag. I've not met one person who said, "Oh, I don't have any problem paying for my check luggage." Not one. I've not, and that's okay that I haven't met that person. But let's just keep it in context here. How much money did American Airlines lose in the third quarter of this year, Ned?
We lost on a net basis. We lost I believe the figure is $359 million.
$359 million.
We can't continue that forever. So we do try to, and I know that this is not of interest to the public. Well, a big corporation, you push money around and all this. Not really so. That's really money that is lost, and we need to find ways to raise revenue. I will admit that we are often take the lead in fare increases where we believe they're justified, and we have had some recent fare increases. Those who are paying attention to this will know that that's true. We're not ashamed of that. We think it's the right thing to do. We think air travel is still a great bargain, even with those fare increases.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, come back anytime. It's AA.com. Can't forget that. And Travel Show Live. You can't forget we will continue this program in a matter of seconds. I'll be over here if you need me.
Thank you, Eric.